It's really fucking surprising how I can have this so bright, but it doesn't seem that bright in the video. So what's up, guys? Fuck the entire schedule. And here we are. I just wanted to give basically an update of what's been going on, as well as try to be a little bit more me. A friend of mine recently just said that I seem too scripted in my videos, and despite trying a lot on my part not to, I guess I come off that way. There's a lot of things that run through my mind when I'm trying to do this. One of them is that usually I have my phone, which is my camera, facing. Yeah, no. It's the front cam. Which is the front and back? The less good cam facing me so that I can see myself when I'm recording to know if I'm making a complete fool of myself or not. So that's partly distracting, I guess. I'll get over that. That's just a thing that I'll probably get over. But for now, I actually flipped her over here so that the better camera is facing me. So, yeah, can't see myself. That's one issue. The other is that there's always something going on in the back of my head that is me worrying about the content I'm providing, because I'm not able to edit so much because the rendering on my current gear is not up to par. Actually, on the last video, that personality video, I had two versions. One, the raw version, ripped straight from my phone, which was not optimized, and the second version, which I tried to render, but when you do that with 1080p on even a face camera, yeah, the face camera, it's still too high of a definition for this laptop right now, and it renders it in such a way that it desyncs the audio because it can't keep up with everything. And so I ended up having to submit that video raw and unoptimized straight from my phone, just ripped it off, threw it at YouTube, and that took like 2 hours to upload, something insane. But also, the internet wasn't upgraded at the time. I have better internet now, and that might help uploads a bit. I don't know. Either way, it's still gonna have to be like a planned thing. But anyways, that, and I'm trying to, of course, think of interesting or fun things to say during a video. And I guess that can come off somewhat premeditated. And he just said, basically, regardless of my content, that I should just be a lot more me, because he thinks I'm a blast to be around, I guess. Thanks, bud. And I get a little different in front of a camera. It's typical, right? This is something that doesn't interact back with you. So it all spontaneity, almost dropped that out of my mouth, just seems somewhat scripted because it's one-sided. You think about it. It's also a lot better based on what games you play, and my selection hasn't been the best, obviously, because of everything that has happened. I forgot to set a timer, so let's go ahead and just throw that on real quick. So I know I constantly like to say on this that I don't want to talk about my past all the time because I feel like it would be boring or unnecessary or irrelevant or whatever. And I guess that's not entirely true. A lot has happened to me, a lot of it not good, and it is fairly difficult to talk about. But one of the things, the most recent thing that has always not always, it's hounded me for the last few years, is the fact that I had started a really bad partnership business and the guy crashed it on me by hiring people behind my back and basically trying to expand in the first year. And you never do that. You rarely ever even expand in the second year because you need numbers to contrast, so you start to understand reliably what your income and expenses are going to be. So that crashed. He jumped state and left me with all of the debt. And that ate me alive for literal years. And so, even though I'm trying to pursue my dreams here, making videos and content, there's always that gnawing anxiety. And I don't remember a time where I haven't had that. That's how long I've carried this. So, what my friend said was that it would be really cool if someone was on this with me to try and help bring me out, and I totally agree with him and want to get people involved. So whenever I can actually start doing this a lot more frequently, that would be something I would heavily consider and have already considered in the past. Let's see. Otherwise, things I'm doing now that are kind of tying my hands from posting as regularly as I'd like is I started a new job, and it is crazy labor intensive. I work for Steinhoffels now, delivering furniture. So it's really, really heavy stuff, and usually around crazy shots that, you know, it's other people's houses. You can't beat the shit out of these houses. You gotta be fairly ginger with it. But, you know, I mean, some of these items are up to like 200-300 pounds, so even with two guys, it's a lot. I did start a new business, a landscaping business, and we started late summer. It's dumb on my part, but hey. And we actually did fairly well. We broke even, which is really nice for a late start, like at the tail end of the season. And you almost never launch breaking even. It's almost always a loss. So, you know, I counted that as a win. But here we are in the colder months, and I had to figure out something to do. And that's what I'm doing now, because it actually leads really nicely into one of my other plans. I have a lot of plans. I have been told more than once that I am a jack of all trades, and my media reflects that, and I'm trying to get that focus, but more on that later. So, I am trying to get myself in shape enough for doing personal training, but more than that, you know, if any of you have watched my videos before, you know I am a licensed massage therapist and chiropractic technician, so why aren't I doing that? Well, I need to open up my own place to make the actual money, because if you work for anyone else, it's a fraction of what it could be. Like, an enormous fraction. It's... I'm not going to say it's criminal, but it's like a fourth of what you could be making. So, yeah, that you see that all the time whenever you work for someone, but it's really evident, at least in that field. So, I'm doing this. I like Steinhoffels because it's basically a workout that I get paid for. And, you know, on my off days, I then go to the gym. And that's not something I used to do pretty regularly. I've always been a guy that is radically skinny, rapid metabolism, and it's always been very difficult to put on any kind of muscle. But I've decided to make this shift over to personal training, so I learned a lot. And something you'll probably hear me say a lot is that I learned a lot. because I tend to do that. I taught myself how to, you know, fix and repair a car in like an entire month's time. Like I could practically build, not that I've done it, so I can't say that I can, but you know, theoretically I could build a car from the ground up now. And much to my ire, because we're going to have electric vehicles out soon, and then everything I learned about combustible vehicles is going to go out the window. Oh well. I actually am really excited for that, regardless of having to relearn things. Change, we all progress, adapt, overcome. And so, I mean, another thing I want to do is aquaponics. As crazy as that sounds, I want to build an aquaponics greenhouse practically in the backyard. I want to open up an investment firm and also have this gym slash clinic and also this channel. So it's like a lot of things. It's dumb. Some of these things I'm kind of just doing because they do align sort of with my passions, but also I'm also doing them because I'm trying to find ways to automate income so that I can focus really heavily on YouTube and providing gaming content and whatnot. Because my biggest struggle always has been money. I can't afford to try and live off of nothing. No one really can, but I mean, more so like some people can go down to a part-time job and that'll sustain them. It'll be difficult, but it'll sustain them. It'll cover rent, it'll cover food, it'll cover gas. And then they can also do this and focus on their dream, you know? And I'm not saying that's bad at all. I'm saying it can't work for me. I still have a massive amount of debt that is an enormous piece of my monthly income, trying to chunk that away, and various other expenses that are above what they should be. So I can't move to part-time, and in fact I can't even do like certain full-time jobs because I have an income that is high demand. I need basically over 2,000 monthly, at least, over it to try and float, and preferably if I can get closer to 3,000, that would be all the better, and anything above that, I would just be good. So, you know, I'm actually thinking about taking on another job just to try and speed up the process. I'm not excited about it, especially since I am trying to balance this, and I am trying to be a lot more focused on my media and my content ever since a dream I had, and it was a crazy dream. Maybe someday I'll talk about it, but I'm definitely not talking about it in this video, especially since we're almost out of time. So, let's see. We talked about that I want to get into real estate. We talked about that I want to get into aquaponics. We talked about, you know, any one of the things that I want to do could be like someone's entire passion, someone's entire focus. And I'm beginning to realize that I might not be able to do it all. And that's fine. It's just about channeling the efforts at the right times. And it's the same with my media. When I take a look at my Instagram, it's so all over the place that it's hard to... Well, it's not... Okay, let me rephrase. It's not hard to understand that if someone looked at that, they'd be like, ooh, what a hot mess, I don't want to follow that. And, I get it, but at the same time, whenever I see someone open up a different account, and Instagram way less than YouTube. YouTube definitely. I don't like it when YouTubers feel pressured that they have to open an entire another channel because a aspect of their life that they're recording doesn't fit their branding, or they're worried that it won't and that they'll lose followers. And I would rather actually have it all in one place than try to have multiple channels. It's more to manage on my end, but mostly when I think about it from a consumer standpoint, I don't like having to watch several channels from the same person, and I much rather actually have it all in one place. So that's what I'm trying to aim for. And then we get crazy videos where, you know, I'm going to be posting philosophy, I'm going to be posting my let's reads, and, you know, also my video game content. You know, this channel is going to be an outlet for a lot of different things, but I am going to try and have it mainly as my video game content, and we'll figure out what I'm going to do with that Instagram. It's one of actually my favorite outlets, even though it is one of the hardest for me to succeed in. And I just updated my Twitter today. Gonna try and be a lot more active on that. My Facebook is currently deactivated because of lack of use, lack of traffic. That's fine. I have like a total of 8 subscribers as we currently make this video, and I have like 10 people on, no, 11, someone started following me, 11 on Twitter. So, baby steps, one thing at a time. TLDR, not that anybody read, and not that anyone's going to know when in this video this summary is going to be in place, but yeah, in summary, there's a little bit more about my life. There's a little bit more about how my head works. Obviously, it's all over the place. I'm a very, what's it called, a lateral thinker. I like to jump from topic to topic, and sometimes it can get confusing, and I'm just trying to work on overall my entire life focusing, but also make sure that I'm not dropping my content. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe, like the video, or dislike it. If you do dislike it, or if you liked it, whatever, say something in the comments below. Try and give me some feedback. I'd love to interact with you guys, and let's see if we can try and grow this together.